Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick post here. I haven't been on in a while. I've been quite busy, and this winter has been a lot. Okay, a lot. But anyway, and I can tell you, I don't know about y'all, but in New York, it is so cold today that we can't even leave our doors without having 20 layers on. It's incredibly cold. But anyway, that's not the post. So the award show happened, the movie star award show. And Billie Eilish, they all had their little pins on that say some ice out or something, I don't know. Okay, to all you Hollywood elites, Billie Eilish, Mark Ruffalo, whoever else that bashes ice and wants to be activists. Okay, you do understand that these laws, these immigration laws, have always or have been in place. They haven't been enforced. And now that we have a Republican president, he is enforcing them. Just because they weren't enforced doesn't mean they weren't a law. It's always been illegal to break into a country. It just wasn't enforced. Just like it's always been illegal to commit a crime. A good example of this, the speakeasy, prohibition. Sometimes cops would look the other way because they like to go to the public spot and hang out and have a brewski after work. But it was still illegal. Just because it wasn't enforced didn't mean it wasn't illegal. Now, I hear a lot of these movie stars and actors and activists, and not all of the movie stars, not all of Hollywood is like this. I'm going to start by saying that. Not all of Hollywood is like this. This is specifically for those in Hollywood that are the elites and the activists that wear the little pins on their lapels and say all the right words. Why don't we actually see any action? What we hear are all the right words, all the buzzwords. You say them all, you say all the buzzwords. Tyrannical, Gestapo, and all this other stuff. You say all the right words. You wear all the right pins and all the right little ribbons and all that. Do you actually do anything besides that? Because we don't see any actual action from you guys. Changing the laws, that would be action. Sponsor an illegal immigrant family, that would be action. Helping these people to obtain citizenship, that would be action. What you are doing, wearing your little pins, standing on your stage, accepting your little golden awards, and saying the words ice out, all you're doing is lecturing us. And we don't care to hear it anymore. You live in your gated communities, in your $1 million homes. You don't have a clue what it's like to go to a grocery store and have to budget your money and say, am I buying bread this week and eggs, or am I going to put gas in my car? You're not actually saying those words because you don't have to worry about that. And God bless you. We're happy that you don't have to worry about that. But the rest of us do. Us regular folks that you keep lecturing to and telling us what we should and should not feel, what we should and should not think. Well, guess what? When you start living like us, then you could tell us. How about that? Because like Billie Eilish makes that statement that she made. What was it? No one is illegal on stolen land. Okay, does she know any history? That's the first question. Second question is, all land is stolen, technically. Technically, the entire planet was stolen. Because nobody was here before Adam and Eve. Okay? Other than animals. So technically we stole it from the animals. Okay? You want to go back that far? So she lives in her mansion, in her gated, walled mansion that's being renovated and such. Gorgeous home, I'm sure. Private pool, the whole nine, I'm sure. Living high in light on that same stolen land. Yet I don't see her open her doors to anyone. That's what I'm saying. These people, these activists, they like to talk a good game, but they don't actually want to do anything. They don't actually want to take action. It's activism for thee and not for me. Just like that one guy that was telling people to arm up and meet him in the streets or whatever. He didn't actually do anything. He was all talk. That Wagner character from Minnesota. He was all talk. He didn't actually do anything, though. All talk. That's what I'm talking about. I am so tired. The general public is so tired of hearing from people who tell us what we should think and do, but they won't do it themselves. And I'm not saying they should do it, but you're right. America's not perfect, but it's a damn sight better than any place else. America's immigration laws, are they perfect? No, but they are laws that were already in place by, guess what? Not only Republicans, by Democrats as well. Both parties put those laws into place. They just weren't enforced. And now they're being enforced, and you guys are having a temper tantrum. Knock it off. And stop telling us that we should be ICE out. No. We support ICE. A majority of the country support ICE. Because we, who have common sense, know that they are just doing their jobs. They are going to work every day, just like you and I. They are just doing their jobs. And they are enforcing our immigration laws. And for Democratic leaders like Tim Walz to call them the Gestapo is absolutely disgusting and appalling, and he shouldn't be a representative of any state. Just like Jacob Frey should not be a representative of any state. When you are a representative of the United States government, you should not bash the United States government. Because the moment you do, you should not represent said country. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel. You should not be representing a country that you obviously have a problem with. You don't like the laws? Change them. Otherwise, shut the heck up about it, please. Because we're tired of hearing about it. These immigration laws were always in place. Guess what? Where were you all? Where was Mark Ruffalo and Billie Eilish when Obama was deporting all of the people he deported? How come we didn't hear all this then? We didn't hear ICE out back then? No. Why? Because it was a Democratic leader that was doing it. That's why. And it's disgusting behavior. So we all need to stop and realize common sense laws that have always been in place and are now just being enforced. That's why. Because we have a Republican government who are enforcing our immigration laws. And there's nothing wrong with that. Those men and women of ICE are just doing their jobs. And you people are making it worse and hard on them. And to the people in Minnesota, are you stupid, dumb, or slow? You're going to stand outside a hotel, make a bunch of racket so these guys are exhausted? Do you think that's a safe plan? You want armed ICE agents being so delirious that because they haven't been able to sleep? Well, not that you're having much of an effect anyway, because now at least they're starting to arrest you guys. Because charges need to start dropping. Because these people who are taking action due to others' words is absolutely disgusting. People like this who say ICE out don't have a clue that these rules have been in effect for years. They just haven't been enforced. They've always been laws. It's always been illegal to break into America. It's always been a crime. And for Democratic leaders and activists to say that the laws should be, I don't know, what, changed? I guess they're trying to make it seem like they want to change the laws. I don't know, but they're not actually doing anything. They're not going to Congress and getting votes or anything else. No. They just want to say, wear their little pins and say all the right words, all the buzzwords, and then they wonder why we don't care. That's why. Because it's hypocrisy at its finest. Billie Eilish, do you go to regular supermarkets and buy groceries and decide whether or not you're going to be able to afford the coffee you like? Or should you get the fruits and vegetables? Because, let's face it, coffee's $20 a can, and vegetables and fruit come to anywhere about $50 to $60. So which one do you buy that week? Do you do that? No, you don't. Why? Because you live in a mansion, you have servants, you have a gate, you have a wall, you have protection, just like every other Hollywood elite. So stop telling us what we should feel and think. Because you know what? We're done listening. We're no longer listening.
Ask them if they're maid or they're gardener, they're paying $5 an hour to
Yeah, I can't ask that. That might be a little much. My husband to ask something, whether or not your gardener or your maid, your servants, have their green cards. Because that would be exploitation if they don't. You're exploiting them. Paying them off the books, paying them cash, whatever, not giving them what they're really worth. And I'm not saying that's actually happened. That's alleged. Don't know if that's happening. But it could be. We wouldn't know. Just like that list. Everybody keeps saying the list, the list, the list, the list, the list. At this point, who the hell isn't on that list? Because we've seen the names on that list. And it's absolutely disgusting. First of all, to what end? Nobody's actually getting arrested. Nobody's actually being charged with anything. But yet we see all these people's lists. All these people on the list. Bill Gates, Donald Trump, all of them. All of them. Anybody who had power, money, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Prince Andrew, all of them. Anybody who had power, money, and influence is on that list. That doesn't mean they committed any crimes. It just means they knew of him. That man was a mover and a shaker. I didn't say what he did was right. Obviously, what he did was highly creepy, disgusting, illegal, and he got what he deserved. Divine judgment is what's best for him. But everybody keeps talking about that. We don't care. Fix our country. That's what we care about. Fix our laws. That's what we care about. Fix us. Don't worry about that. Everybody who is dealt with for that. Because let's face it, nobody's going to jail over these Epstein files. Nobody's getting charged over these Epstein files. They're not suddenly going to face justice over these Epstein files, and it's tragic for the victims. Because what's more disgusting is their names are getting dropped. They're not being redacted, and that is not okay. They've already been through hell. Why are you making them relive it? The point is when people have money, power, and influence, tell you to do something like be an activist, be ice out, don't do it. Don't be dumb. Don't listen to them. Do you see them doing any of it? No. I have yet to see Mark Ruffalo go to Minnesota and walk down to an ICE agent's facility and protest. I have yet to see him do that. I have yet to see Billie Eilish go to an immigration facility and protest. Activism for thee and not for me. One thing you folks who have power, influence, and money can do, all you actors like Mark Ruffalo and stars like Billie Eilish, one thing you could do if you're so into activism and ice out, put your money where your mouth is. Go to the ICE facility, ask them, make sure their cases are legit there. See if any of them need legal representation. Offer to pay for their legal representation. Help them get a path to citizenship. Stop talking a good game and actually do something. You want to be an activist? Be an activist. Otherwise, shut up about it, please. Because we're tired of hearing it. You want to know why Billie Eilish is getting roasted deeply online? That's why. Rules for thee and not for me. Activism for thee and not for me. Because she actually made the statement about stolen land when her mansion is on that same stolen land. No, I'm sorry. No, absolutely not. Is she, by the way, is she giving them back? I've heard that the tribe, that one tribe, she's on their ancestral burial ground, I believe, they said. And is she giving that land back? No. Why? Because she paid for it, she said. She bought and paid for it. It's her land. No, it's stolen land, I thought. You see my point? Hypocrisy. Rules for thee and not for me. That's all I'm saying, folks. We got to start looking at the actual facts and stop just listening to the buzzwords. Oh, Billie Eilish, somebody who I adore because she's stupidly talented, says ice out. Yay, she knows how I feel. No, she doesn't. No, she really doesn't. She lives in her gated community in her multi-million-dollar home, surrounded by servants and security. She doesn't have a clue what you are like. She doesn't know you. She doesn't care about you, the little person. She would sign your autograph. If you stuck a piece of paper in front of it, she would write her name on it and wouldn't even glance at you. Or she would say thank you as she went by. She wouldn't even think twice about it. This is what I'm talking about. Everybody's got to stop this nonsense and start understanding that these people who have power and influence are trying to influence you, and they themselves wouldn't do it. They don't actually care about these issues, because if they did, they would actually do something about it and not just talk about it. Another, who was Bill Maher, came out and said this week how I want to get it right. What did he say? Oh, he said about how these stars like Billie Eilish and all them come out and say these things and such, but at the same time, while they're saying it, they're not actually doing anything about it. It's just crazy. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Because to be honest, the whole activism for thee and not for me is ridiculous. The whole talk a good game and say all the right buzzwords like immigration and tearing families apart and all this other nonsense, not okay. Let's start doing the right things and actually doing your own research instead of just protesting for the purpose of protesting, because at this point, that's what's going on. Just like these woke schools, and yes, they are very woke, these schools that are doing this. Because let me tell you what, parents, if this was my child, she would have immediately been pulled out, and I would have sued the district. Any district that did this to my child. They took these kids out of a classroom environment to a protest where they could be injured, where they could be harmed, where anything could have happened to them. And the parents were not informed, to my knowledge. And a lot of schools did that. They were all over the news about these schools taking out. Like one group of kids were throwing stuff at cars that had Trump flags on them or whatever, or anything that reminded them of Trump. They would throw stuff. Those kids could get hurt. What is wrong with you school districts to allow that without the parents' permission? Shame on all of you. I don't care if they're high schoolers. You don't do that. Because trust me, if that was my kid, I'd be at the college right now going, what the hell are you thinking? And I would sue the heck out of that school district because you don't do that. Those are not your children. You do not have the right to allow that. They are sent to school to get an education, not to be drugged to a protest by some woke individual teacher. And that's what I have to say about that issue, because that's crazy to me that these schools are just allowing these kids to leave their classrooms, skip classes, and go to a protest. No, not okay. Not okay. Not okay. That's never been allowed before, and it shouldn't be allowed now. And in today's society, what is wrong with you teachers? Because I've just seen it all repeat on repeat. All these teachers talking to their students about their political beliefs and their political opinions and disgusting statements that they've made. And you privileged white boys, one teacher said, and this, that, and the other. What is wrong with you people? You're there to teach, to educate. And no, that does not mean pushing your political beliefs and ideologies onto our children. What is going on in this country that you people have lost the fucking plot? Because you have. You've lost the plot. When you are acting like this, you've totally lost your damn minds. You're allowing children to leave schools where they're not safe. If anything had happened to those kids, you would be responsible, the school district, for allowing that to happen. This nonsense needs to stop. And it needs to stop immediately. Because you people don't get it. You really freaking don't get it. This is all a game. Did any of this happen when Biden was president? And he was, not Biden, Obama. And he was deporting person after person after person after person. Not one activist stood up. Not one actor stood up. Not one music star stood up. Not one pop singer stood up. Not one rap artist stood up. No one stood up. Not one. Why? Because it was the Democratic Party that was deporting, not the Republicans. So, rules for thee and not for me. So, when are we going to stop allowing these leaders to do this? When are we going to stop listening to people like Billie Eilish and Mark Ruffalo? I'm sorry, and Robert De Niro, he's another one, which TDS to the extreme. And these guys are actually to the point where they're allowing this man, this president, to make them look crazy. Because when you go off on like cussing and Robert De Niro, dude, you have totally ruined yourself for any image that I had of you. I don't watch anything you're in now because I can't. Because every time I do, I see you going crazy on Trump. Mark Ruffalo, same thing. You're letting your TDS, your Trump derangement syndrome, override your common sense to the degree that you're making yourself look like a crazy man who has TDS. Just like Rosie O'Donnell did. Or I think it was Rosie O'Donnell that did. The one that moved to Ireland. The star that moved to Ireland. I think that was Rosie O'Donnell. Anyway, I can't look it up because I'm on my phone currently. But I could be wrong about, it was either Roseanne Barr or Rosie O'Donnell, one of them. Anyway, point is they didn't like him, so they left the country when he was elected. And she still, all about Trump, to the point where her psychologist asked her, and she said this on live TV, on an interview, her psychologist asked her, why do you think you are so wrapped up about this man. Why do you allow him to get you all crazy? Because what you guys don't realize is you look crazy. You look absolutely freaking insane. You look nuts. When you go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about Trump, 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 wow, he owns a lot of fucking real estate in your heart, in your head, doesn't he? Is he divisive? Very. Is he an egomaniac? Oh, hell yes. We all know that. Does that mean he's bad? No, not necessarily. What rules is he doing that makes him a king? Oh, the fact that he's enforcing immigration laws that were in place for years. Is that what you guys are pissed about? That he's enforcing the law? So you don't want law and order? You want chaos? You want to be able to have people on the streets mug you and rob you and steal from you, because that's what you're leading towards. No law and order leads to that. And people like Mark Ruffalo and Billie Eilish and Robert De Niro and all the rest, they'll live on their private home, in their private home with their private built-in safe room or bunker on their private island, and they won't think twice about you or I. So please stop being foolish and listening to these people, because they do not care about you, the general public. If you think Billie Eilish or the other girl, Taylor Swift, or any of them know your name, they don't. They don't. They don't care about you. They don't like you. They don't know you. You are just a fan. You are just another person that helps them earn money. That's it. You are just another person who watches their movies. They don't know you. They don't care. Get that through your heads. Knowing that is the first step to coming back to common sense land. Okay? Second step is stop listening to all these people who are rich and elite, because they don't care about you either. They have millions and billions of dollars. Do you think they care about somebody who earns minimum wage? No, they don't. So let's stop worrying about that too, okay? And let's understand that these people that are in this country illegally need a path to citizenship, or they need to go. It's that simple. And if these rich elite want to help, they can help them get a path to citizenship. Stop talking and being a fake activist and actually do something. And I don't mean anything illegal either. I mean actually change the laws. Help them get citizenship. Knock on the doors. Go to the ICE agents' offices, or wherever they keep the ICE agents at. Go to the building and talk to them and say, how many illegals are currently in custody? Do they have a case pending? Is their case legit? Do they need legal representation? We don't see any of that going on. No. We see them wearing a little lapel pin that maybe costs $5. Wearing a little pin that says "Ice Out." Wearing their $1 million dress. Walking like a star. Flipping their hair. Doing all that stuff. But they're not actually doing anything of value. They're not changing laws. They're not marching in protests. They're not peacefully protesting. They're not doing shit except talking a good talk and wearing a lapel pin. That's it. That's all. So stop listening to them, because they do not care about us. We would be nothing, a fly on their radar. This is what you guys have got to understand. These movie stars are not, they're all glamour and glitz, and we do not fit into their world. We don't. Okay? So it's rules for thee, not for me, and activism for thee and not for me. When it comes to these movie stars and these Mark Ruffalos of the world and Robert De Niro's of the world, and Billie Eilish's of the world, and Roseanne Barr's of the world, and all that other stuff. All of it needs to stop. And we're tired of hearing about this Jeffrey Epstein nonsense. Nothing is coming out other than the victims are getting tormented again. That's the only thing that I've seen coming out. We don't see any arrests coming out. We don't see any of the people that were involved being pulled into a court of law. We don't see any of that. All we see are names on a list. That doesn't mean shit to us. We want to see results. And if we don't see results, let it go. Let it the freak go. If the victims don't want to hear it, we don't want to hear it. Get the point? Anyway, that's it for now. I hope all of you have a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. Don't forget, don't watch this halftime show, man. Go to Kid Rock is going to be rocking and rolling on the halftime show on YouTube today and other places. I don't know where else, but I know it's on YouTube. Check out Turning Point USA, YouTube, Kid Rock, today for the halftime show. Don't watch Bad Rabbit or whatever his name is, because, no, I'm not anyway. My husband's watching the Super Bowl, but we won't be watching Bad Bunny. And sorry, but no. If that man sits for the national anthem, he should be thrown out of the football game. Just saying. That is an American football game. And it's a big American football game. And he better not sit during the national anthem. Because if he does, the football players should pick him up and carefully, very gently, carry him outside of the stadium to his limo or his bus and put him on it gently and tell him to leave and not come back. Because that is an American football game, an American sport played at one of the biggest stadiums. No. Make sure he stands for the national anthem. Because if he does not, Patriots, be patriotic. Seahawks, it's the Seahawks, right?
Yes, New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks, you know what to do. Patriots, you know what to do. Scoop him up or tell him, follow me. We got a little treat for you. Come with me. Take him out to his bus, put him on it, and say, take him out of here. Send him back to wherever he came from. Because we don't want him here.
Really a scummy thing because United States citizen
without actually the laws, yeah.
without actually being
Yeah. So it's because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, and that's great and all that. They get all the benefits of being American without actually having to follow the laws and all that stuff. But regardless, this, I don't care what the situation is. Any U.S. citizen who performs at the halftime show and they disrespect our American flag and our national anthem, they need to be very politely kicked out of that stadium.
See what happened to Colin Kaepernick, right?
Look what happened to Colin Kaepernick. He knelt. He no longer works with the NFL.
Finished his career.
This is important, people. This is activism right here. I am standing up and saying, I will never, ever support the NFL again if that man sits for the national anthem. This is America. They need to start acting like it. It's that simple. If you don't like it, don't take our freaking money. Don't pay him a dime if he sits for the national anthem. Don't take our money. If you don't like us that much, don't take our money.
They don't want to be a state, but they want all the benefits.
But regardless, anyway, guys and gals, that's it for today. I hope everybody has a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. Have a blast. And don't forget, God bless the USA.
Don't drive drunk, plan for rides.
Be safe. Don't drive drunk. Plan for rides. Be safe out there today. If you're going to a Super Bowl party and you plan on having a fun time that involves alcohol, hand your keys to someone else. Please, it's not worth your life or anyone else's. And trust me, I know. Because I know someone who has lost their license due to bad activities.
It could be weed or anything.
It could be, doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be anything. And remember, one drink now will put you over the limit. One. So please be smart. Be safe. It's a $10 Uber ride, man. $10. They're even giving free rides to people a lot of times. Check your area. There's bars and places that will give you a free taxi ride home just so you don't drive when you're inebriated. So please be smart, be safe, stay off the roads if you have a drink. Okay? Have a good time. Just be smart and be safe. God bless. We love you all. God bless the USA. Bad Rabbit, Bad Bunny, personal message to you. Don't sit during our national anthem, dude. Please don't. Don't disrespect us like that. You want to play at our game? That's fine. You get it. You get the Super Bowl. Don't sit during it.
You really felt that strong.
Because
You wouldn't have took the payday and took the bid.
Because if you really felt that strongly, you wouldn't even be at that game. You wouldn't have taken the payment. Too much money to pass up, so you took it.
You got principles. As long as
Rules for thee, but not for me. Again, you have principles, but as long as they don't hurt your pocket. I'm just saying, you sat during our national anthem at an American baseball game. Don't do it today. Please. That's all we ask you as American citizens. Please do not sit and disrespect our soldiers and our American national anthem and our flag. People that protect you while you sleep. Please don't disrespect them by sitting during our national anthem. When they sing God Bless America, we want to see you, sir, standing with your hand over your heart. It's that simple. If you don't do that, the NFL will be done. Because I don't know who the what is the NFL's leader's name?
Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell. Make sure he stands for the national anthem. Because if he doesn't,
Well, Bad Bunny likes all the protections from the United States.
if he doesn't, the NFL will be done, because I will make it my personal mission in life to get a petition started. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that. I won't do that. Who am I kidding? I'm not tough. Anyway, point is Bad Bunny, just please do us a favor and be respectful. That's all I got to ask. Okay, folks and gals and guys and all of everybody out there, have a wonderful Super Bowl Sunday. And remember, be safe, be smart. Don't drink and drive. Don't do anything bad and drive. Don't smoke. Don't drink. Don't do anything that would inhibit your ability to drive and then drive. Stay home or go to a party and plan for a ride. Plan. Be smart. If your ride flakes out, take an Uber. Take a cab. A lot of places offer free cabs. All I'm saying. Anyway, guys and gals, God bless the USA. God bless America. We love you all. Peace, love, and happiness. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Catch you on the flip.